Now let's go on down here. It says Russian security official in Sokai are searching for Rosanna something. What is it? Ibragimova, the widow of a member of a militant group from the Caucasus region, and 2 other black widows. See, there go that thing again, black again. So-called because their husbands died for their cause. Just psychopathic racism. That's all it is. All the problems going on right here in America with all of this mistreatment of the citizens, being harassed by police brutality, all the corruption of these tickets, okay, all of the poverty, the homelessness and everything. Here they is over in Russia covering Russia problems as if we don't have enough shit to worry about over here. This is why the world is so screwed up. It's because of the mediocrity that the controllers give you to read. It'll be something good in the paper to read eventually because they are all going to be dead, and that's going to be the headline. All of the Zionists are dead. That's going to be rejoice right there. Look at this. See, too much. All of that crap. Look at this. See? End times versus low wage workers. All this stuff is common concern of the masses, but they give you nothing but a gallon of gas each day. So you have to keep coming back to the gas station so they can sell the paper. There's no holistic education going on in this country. That's why everybody has intermittent systems of knowledge. As soon as you start to apply it somewhere, you find out that it's not sufficient because they keep changing the format of everything on you all the time. So the problem is that right there, money, and the powers that be wanting it all. And they're extracting it from the unsuspecting masses. Okay, let's look at this. It says Obama to face an unsettled nation. Isn't that what he's always been doing? Okay. Look what it says. President Obama will lay out his agenda for the year on Tuesday night before a nation increasingly worried about his abilities, dissatisfied with the economy, and fearful for the country's future. A Wall Street Journal NBC News poll finds since the rise of modern polling in 1930, only George W. Bush has begun his 6th year in the White House on rockier grounds than Mr. Obama. You know what, I'm not even going to be trying to spend a lot of time on that because we all know that there is not a world war going on right now. And this country has had World War I and World War II. And if that is not rocky for a country, I don't know what is. But we're dealing with a nation of people who doesn't see anything wrong with murdering whole nations of people as long as you call it war. So I guess you guys didn't really see that as being bad. But in case you didn't understand the dynamics of that, let me help you out. There was over 7 million people that was murdered by not only Adolf Hitler, the United States as well as all of Europe. This country was in debt. This country was in a war. This country had civil rights problems. There was all kind of stuff that went on. To make that statement that I just read be very, very false. Okay. Look at this. This is Syria right here. Looks just like Iraq. These banking institutions are causing this type of devastation all over the planet. This is their way of committing their genocide. Later on down the line, all these children will be collected and put into centers for orphans and brainwashed into later becoming the New World terrorists. Okay, this is what that's all about. Now, if you read this, they have the nerve to say that, listen to this crap. It says, children warmed themselves in the besieged city of Homs on Monday where attempts to send convoys of food and medicines failed. You know why it failed? Because they didn't want to send it. Because somehow people got up in here with weapons of destruction and managed to create this circumstance. So we know if they really wanted to go in there and give these children food and water, they could. Or better than that, they could bring these children out of this place and take them somewhere where all of those supplements are at. It's all garbage. It's all government greed and brutality, oppression, slavery, murder, and theft. And they don't mind including small children in their plan for world dominance. Look, it says San Francisco rushes to ease housing pinch. What housing pinch? There's plenty of freaking houses there. Look at them. What it should say is San Francisco rushing to come up with a way to create more homelessness, because homelessness is profit. See, again, Obama flirts with losing the must-win war. So we all can understand that this war was going on before he got into office. And so since it was already established before he got in there, I don't think that he should take total blame for it by himself. Being that he is the president, I can understand them wanting him to stop the war. But like I always say, you should control your thoughts. Therefore, when you started thinking about blowing up the World Trade Center, when it was white ass Ronald Reagan, not Barack Obama, that did that so he could start the Afghanistan war, then this is when you guys should have got involved about talking about somebody stopping something from happening, because he's been trying to stop it. The problem is that the people who started it doesn't want it to be stopped. Okay, here we go. Corporate rules. Where Caribbean beats expectations. I mean, they made a profit. No, they didn't. People are not going out on these things because they know for a fact those UFOs are out there to sink their asses. So let them fool you if you want to. Take your ass on out there and burn your ass and sink your ass. These corporations have to stop racketeering the planet. You all need to stop supporting them. You should not be giving money to these corporations that has overmined the planet and put your ass into a state of poverty. That needs to stop. Again, another big city for you to see, and then ask yourself, why is there so much homelessness? I'll tell you why. Because the big tycoons who own all these buildings, they know that as long as there's homelessness, there's going to be crime. And the penal system is making so much money off incarcerating people, they'd rather give you an avenue to do something wrong other than give you an avenue to do something right. There's large profit in the false penal system that they got. Their freaking prison industrial system is what it is. Okay, so look at this. This says Ukraine police smash barricades in deadly clash with protesters. Look who the police is having to fight with. Ukraine police smash barricades in deadly clash with protesters. Do you notice how every country has people protesting against their government? It's all the governments of the planet working together to extract wealth from all the masses, and that's what's going on. It's not centralized to one nation. It is global. The New World Order simply means New World Oppression is what it means. Now looky here. This guy is actually holding up a victory type of posture with all this police gear on. Look at it. And got a shield in his hand like back in the days of the freaking Roman centurions. Look at that. Nothing changed. Same old shit. Okay. Fatal turn. A demonstrator holds a riot police shield. Oh, that's a demonstrator. Okay. No wonder it looks so weird. That's not a cop. But damn, he's really dressed up, isn't he? Man, he came out for battle, didn't he? See, this is how advanced it's gotten over in Europe already. See? Because they are the oppressors. And so look at how it's going on in Russia already, how big it is. Now what they're going to do is send the American military to combat the protesters in Russia, and then their plan is to send the Russian military here to protest the American protesters. It says, federal term, a demonstrator holds a riot, police shield during clashes between protesters and police in Kyiv, Ukraine on Wednesday. At least 2 activists were shot dead as Ukrainian police stormed protesters, barricades, the fire, the first fatalities in 2 months of anti-government protests. In other words, their government is fucking them too. Look at the fires. It's anonymous. Trademark of the green and orange that I tell you is here to purify the earth of all this mayhem. And while we're on that, let me show you another weather element that will be also utilized. It says cold dawn. Firefighters worked after a raging fire destroyed a senior's residence in Lucille Verte in frigid temperatures. At least 5 were killed and about 30 were missing. The cause was under investigation. Okay. First of all, it says icy aftermath of a fiery disaster at a Quebec home. Imagine that. Those 2 extremes of temperatures. First, something hot enough to burn the building down, and then the extreme cold enough to come and completely engulf it in ice. Someone is really trying to speak to you. It says drought provides window to Old West. Rod, Natalie, and Megan Spadavecchia above from left examines artifacts from the long submerged town of Red Bank as Folsom Lake recedes in Folsom, California State Park. Archaeologist Jennifer, Paget below holds a photo of the historic town of Mormon Island, which is still just underwater. Okay. Look at that. Drought, flooding, tornadoes, earthquakes, sinkholes, thunderstorms, UFOs, everything going on in your government hasn't got one freaking answer for you at all. They can't do shit. They are so useless. Well, let me show you how severe this clashing is between these people. Okay, Kyiv protest takes dark turn. Look, they put all these tires in the road and set them on fire to block the road so Popo couldn't get in. They serious. Coming soon to a city near you. You can see all this corruption that's going on. Oh, dude, let me tell you guys something that happened. I was riding my bike one day, and the state trooper here in Salmon Creek, not a state trooper, but a sheriff, ran into me on my bike, knocked me off the bike, tore my damn bike up. So I go up in there to try to get them to pay for my bike and be responsible for what they did. They weaseled their way out of it, didn't give me shit. When they know they tore up my bike and injured me, didn't want to accomplish, just told me, get the hell out of here. Didn't do nothing. And then here I am as a taxpayer, paying my taxes to make sure that they have their vehicles insured, and they should have responsible people. After this man run me over, they had the nerve to give me a breathalyzer test, didn't give him one, okay? And then didn't even fix my bike. My bike is still tore up right now to this day from that. Now see, this is the sorry asses that they are. Sorry as hell. See, this is what we need in America. We need some people like this to pull our stuff together. See, they're wise enough to know that this woman should be sitting out there with that vagina chemistry going on inside of her that's been ordained by the universe to be able to make good decisions. And then if she was allowed to rear her son up the right way with the right finances and not worried about somebody grabbing him, throwing him in prison just because he has melanin in his skin,